Boom, looks like we are live. Hey, what's happening, my friend? Welcome to this live web class on secret internet marketing strategy. And this is the first live I've done, so I'm going to see here how we can do this here. And hopefully I'll be able to share my screen with you so that I can show you exactly what we're going to be talking about. So let's see, what's this here do? Anyways, I'm going to go and cover effective, efficient, and trustworthy secret marketing strategy. And if you are watching this live, happy days. That's great. You've probably came through the link cameronlimitless.com/limitlesslife. And if you're watching the replay or you're watching this some other place, every single Saturday we're holding these live web classes talking about everything internet marketing and different new strategies and things like this here. So if you want to watch and keep up every single Saturday, make sure and head to the link cameronlimitless.com/limitless lives, and you can keep up to date every single week when we go live. So at the very start here, what I kind of cover is the big picture, which is awareness. And one of the biggest questions that I had when I started online was, how do I get visitors and traffic to my site? And before we go into the depths of how do we go and get website visitors, I didn't have a clue about how to do this here. And what I want to talk about is this new training that's coming out, and I've invested in it myself, and it's called Internet Traffic Academy. And there's five pillars to Internet Traffic Academy. And there is traffic mastery, there's capture mastery, there's conversion mastery, there's tribe building mastery, and there's copywriting mastery. And this is what I want to be jumping on and talking about while we're doing these lives. And this week, when we're talking about traffic, there's some key parts and components that you want to have in place, because when you get started online, I know that we know maybe all about this traffic thing, but it's one thing going ahead and driving targeted visitors to a website, but it's another thing having a website and having the right structure in place. So this is what I wanted to talk about today, was having the right structure. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to give you 3 bonuses, which I'll talk about a little bit later, which are just 3 bonuses, and they'll hopefully be able to clear up some of that fogginess that you might have when it comes to what steps and what actions we need to be taking every day for our business. And the first thing that I want to kind of talk about before we go diving deep into a certain traffic source where we're going to get this effective, engaging, and trustworthy marketing strategy, where we're going to take this from, first thing I wanted to talk about was the importance of having retargeting in place. Because yes, like I said, we can know all this about traffic, and then we can be doing that certain thing with our visitors on our website and converting them into leads and sales. But most important thing before we bring any person to our website, and I didn't know this at the start, I did know a little bit about it. The first time I heard about it, it was called warming up your pixel. And let me know in the comments of that, or wherever you're watching this, have you ever heard of warming up your pixel? Because I know when I first heard it, I was like, yeah, I knew it was a traffic source, but it's not the main one we want to talk about today, but it's part of the structure. And warming up your pixel is it's like a little piece of code we put on our website, and then it cookies each visitor that comes to our site, and then we can retarget them, the people about the web, either on social media or most of Google, depending on what retargeting you're using. So the first retargeting that I ever heard of warming up your pixel was Facebook and Facebook domination. I went ahead and got Facebook domination course, but there was a big part of it missing, because when I started this Facebook domination course, it's all about using retargeting. And the first, you can't use retargeting if you've never had anybody on your website. So this is what I wanted to bring to the surface here a little bit, because warming up your pixel is when you're bringing visitors and you're getting it warmed up. But you can't use retargeting if you don't know a traffic source to get someone there in the first place. So this is what I wanted to share with you, was the two types of retargeting. And I didn't know really the real strategy of retargeting until I actually went into Internet Traffic Mastery, which is a part of the academy. So like I said before, you don't want to send visitors without having these two retargeting pixels in place on your landing page. So uh, how we're going to go ahead after we've went ahead and got, say, retargeting pixel from Facebook and then one from AdRoll. So there's two different networks we can go and tap into to warm up our pixel, or to get our pixel, place it on our website, and then we're going to use this specific secret marketing strategy to bring visitors to our site, and then our structure will be in place so we'll not be missing any of the steps. So the specific traffic source that I want to talk about with you today, which could predictably get 10,000 visitors to your site for little to low cost compared to other different traffic sources. And the traffic source that I wanted to talk to you about today was influencer traffic media. So if you've ever heard of influencer traffic media, let me know if you've ever heard of them, and that would be really cool if you have, because something that I came across was influencer traffic media, and I knew that it was a big thing, and I just didn't really know or have a network of where I could go and talk to these different types of influencers and then tap into their audience and things like this here, and using their, paying them for their time that they've built up that audience on their channel. So I didn't know anyone. That was the big problem of where to go and ask someone, where can I pay you for a shout out, or can you put my post on your page and send visitors to my website? And I didn't know. I didn't have any influence myself. And a big question is, where can you go and get some influencer traffic for your online business? And uh, let's think about that for a minute, because there's different networks that we can go to, and one of them that I'm thinking about using and I've been looking into for a while now is Shoutcart. And this is a good influencer traffic network of where you can go create an account and you can access a big large congregation of all these influencers that we can go and pay as marketers to go and send visitors to our website. And then when we go and do that there, and the visitors come, and it's down to us to really convert them from visitor to a lead or an opt-in, and then progressing them through the conversion model. And this is what I wanted to jump on and kind of mention as well. So let's see, how did I really find out about that? How did I really find out that influencer traffic was effective, it was engaging, and it was trustworthy? And I found this out through finding another influencer. And the method I went about and found this other influencer was through the manual approach. Now, the manual approach of building up a network of influencers is where you go on social media. So you can go on YouTube, you can go on Instagram, you can go on Facebook, you can go on lots of different internet platforms, and tap into, connect with and tap into people who have already built a big audience on that platform. But the only thing about this strategy is that it takes a little bit of time, and you have to sort of dig through different people and all. And really, when it comes down to the manual strategy, from what I can tell you from experience, is that you're best to have a marketer's eye and a marketer's ear, and then just go about your day anyway. Don't really go actively, looking for these influencers, but keep your marketer's eye and your marketer's ear, and keep a wee lookout when you're going about your day to day on these social media platforms. And you can come across different influencers, and some of the strategy, one strategy also that I could recommend for you is you could go on to YouTube. So when you're on YouTube and then you come across, say, a YouTube video and it's maybe an influencer and you're like, oh, I wonder if they'd be able to promote my deal or whatever. And if you go onto their channel and go to their About Me page, you can get their email address and then privately email them. Or you can pay a virtual assistant and they can do their process for you as well. But this is a manual process, and with Shoutcart, which I mentioned earlier, you can go ahead and it cuts out that manual process of going and looking for all these influencers. So then there is the next part is, this other traffic source, which I have been using from the start. And if you're new to online or you've been online for a long time, you probably already know this traffic source, which is called solo ad traffic. Now, if you don't know what solo ad traffic is pretty much tapping into someone who already has an existing email list, and you just pay them for so many visitors to your site, so many clicks, and it could be from 30 cent to like 60 cent a click, depending on what kind of uh, list broker or traffic provider that you're tapping into, whoever's list you're tapping into, whatever price they charge per click. And this is called solo ads. So you just send them your email copy because you're best controlling your message. So you want to give them the email to send to their email list. Then they send that to their email list, and then you'll get clicks on their email. So you only pay per every click, and that's a visitor. So once you get a visitor to your website, then it's down to you, like I said before, to convert the visitor into an opt-in or lead, and then take them along the conversion model. Then there's a few things that comes with solo ad traffic, and one of the downfalls to solo ad traffic is that these visitors that you're getting to your website, they tend to be on a lot of different other people's email lists. And when they're on a lot of different people's email lists, they're getting hit with a lot of different messages. Maybe they might not have the right sort of pre-frame of when it comes to building an online business. Like I see a lot of messages out there. It's push button, get rich and all. And really, that's not what we're all about here on CamAndLimitless.com. We're all about learning the skill set of what it takes to build a real deal online business. And when we're buying solo ads, it's pretty low skill to go ahead and pay someone to send an email out to their email list to send you visitors. And really, it's not really the best strategy to go for. So something that I found when I was buying solo ads and bringing them to my website, converting them into the leads and stuff, my cost per lead was about $3. So I think that's pretty good. It can be dearer on other platforms, which I'll show you in a wee second. But £3 a lead, that's okay. You could probably get it down a lot more as well. But solo ad traffic is kind of like a low barrier entry, and like everybody's doing it. So because it's so easy and it's relatively cheap, loads of people are doing it, and that's why when everybody's doing it, it can get a little bit can lower our chances of making sales later on, because these people are maybe not interested really in building an actual business, but they're more interested in click button riches and do nothing, make money, and these kind of messages, which they could be getting hit with from all different other marketers and things like this here. So that was really a little brief explanation of solo ad traffic and why maybe you don't want to go down that kind of route of traffic source. The next kind of route that I went ahead and done as well is having Google pay-per-click search media ads. So it's a little bit of a mouthful, but search media ads is like when someone types in affiliate marketing program onto Google, boom, your ad comes up, and then they click on your ad, and your ad's only text ad. So it can say free internet marketing blueprints, or tap into this affiliate network education center or something like this here. There's different forms of copy that you can put in these search media ads to get people to click on your ad and come to your website. And when I was implementing this here, uh, I I was getting it about £8 per lead. So for all these visitors that were coming, from what I was spending, it was costing me about £8 to get someone on my email list, which is kind of expensive. But with the pre-frame of what way these people are coming to your website is a whole different ball game altogether compared to solo ads, compared to influencer traffic media. So with Google pay-per-click, this is where we can get in front of hungry buyers searching for our offer, because Google is a search engine. So instead of paying for a solo ad and then boom, you're in someone's email inbox with a load of other marketers, you're actually on Google search. So someone's actually actively searching out their problem. So they're not necessarily a cold visitor, but they're actually warm because they're already aware of their problem, but they don't actually know that there's a solution. So they've been searching out for their problem, or they're searching out for whatever your offer is. Boom, they see your ad, they click on it, they come to your website, and they're potentially a better quality of visitor because they aren't getting hit. They're potentially not getting hit with all these other marketers, that have been buying solo ads and things like this here. They haven't been hitting with all these messages. They're maybe searching on how to build an online business if you don't have a product, and boom, your thing comes up, whatever your message is, and then they land on your website and they're actually a warmer lead and things like that here. So this is Google pay-per-click, which is another great traffic source that you can use. But something that I want to share with you, like on this live web training, is really a little private influencer network that only people in Internet Traffic Academy, Internet Traffic Mastery can have access to. And this private influencer network that's included in Internet Traffic Academy, it can help you to get in front of an engaging audience from trustworthy sources. Then it passes that trustworthiness onto you, and you can get visitors for potentially pennies on the dollar. So the example of this network is that you can go and pay, say, the guy who I'm going to recommend to you at the very end of this training. You can go directly to him and you can ask him, to be able to tap into his network. So he's got maybe 20 odd different pages that he can have access to, with over like 15 million reach. So we can go ahead and pay him like $200. So we pay him $200, $300, and he has a reach of 1 million people on his Instagram page, or the pages that he's going to be promoting your creative. So say we've got a reach of 1 million people to get in front of, and that influencer only has 1% engagement. Now with this influencer, like, he's one of the top influencers. He's actually, Forbes ranked him one of the top influencers for Instagram, and he's created his own network, and we can go and pay him money and he will get us in front of all these people. Now this is a private members only influencer traffic network, which is super cool, and that's why I want to talk to you about this here, because it goes with the topic of the video, which is how do we create this effective, engaging, and trustworthy? How do we implement this internet marketing strategy? And how we're going to do it is through this private influencer network, and I'm going to share that with you at the end. Now, like I said before, we already talked about the retargeting, and this is part of structure. So the next part of structure is having the best lead funnels and creating your own lead funnel. And I want to give you my current highest converting landing pages at the end of this webinar as well, so that you're going to have the traffic source and you're going to have the pages. And as long as you implement the retargeting, like, you've pretty much got the solid structure. I've got another extra bonus as well for you, so that when you get access to them at the end of this training, you're going to have one of my number one best email marketing strategies for a fully blown self-liquidating funnel. Now, if you don't know what this is a little bit of a deeper strategy, but it's really, really simple. At the end of this here, you're going to have landing pages. So you're going to have two different landing pages to be able to split test and see which one works better for your business. Then you're going to have the email marketing strategy. Now, this is like a simple strategy that you can go ahead and implement within the next 5 to 24 hours to 5 to 10 days. It won't take you long at all to set this up. And when you have the landing pages, you'll be able to build the other stuff as well that you're going to learn from the email marketing strategy. And that's hope that you're excited, because this is like, I just wish I had someone give this to me at the very, 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 very start when I got started, because it would just make so much sense. It would have cut so much time, and it would have made so much sense to me at the very, very, very beginning. And even if you've been online for a while, like, you could take my landing pages because they're converting, and you can take this broadcast email strategy, in case you don't know, really a specific strategy for the very, very start of your online business. So this is what I wanted to give to you at the end, was these 3 bonuses. So if you don't know me, just want to kind of explain a little bit about myself. My name is Cameron Malcolmson, and I started off just wanting to get some experience when I was a kid, but I couldn't get any work I wanted without a degree. So that's when I really found out about building an online business. And the reason why I decided that online business was like one of the path that I wanted to go down, was because there was pretty much minimal risks when it comes to building this type of a business. There's low startup costs, and you don't need any employees, because what I've been teaching you and what we talk about on CameronLimitless.com is how do we make employees out of videos. We make employees out of words that we write, and then we make employees out of different pieces of content, so stories and things like this here. So this is what I wanted to. This is why I sort of wanted to get started online, because there was minimal risk, low startup costs, and I didn't need really any employees to work and pay. Also, I want to let you know that I'm a student of the game of internet marketing, and I hope, because you're here too, that you see yourself also as a student of internet marketing. And I like to take this game serious, and I try my best to never, ever, ever make an excuse of why things maybe aren't working, or why I maybe can't get this certain thing. I just keep the head down, and I'm ready to do the things needed to do to invest in myself and in my online business. So I just wanted to get that out of the way for you, my friend. So this is the next part that I want to jump on and really let you know about. Is there's only a few things that we need to focus on. Just a few things. 3 things that we need to focus on. The only things that matter. And I paid a lot of money to find out these 3 things, and I've shared them bits and pieces coming along here, but I'm going to let you know all 3 of them right now. And the first one we need to focus on for our online business is traffic, and we've covered that there a little bit. So we've covered these 3 different traffic sources, and we've covered the effective, engaging, and trustworthy marketing traffic source as well, that I'm going to give to you at the very end. Then the next part is conversions. So conversions is what's going to happen when people come to our page, how we're going to convert them into sales and leads and sales. How we're going to do this here is through Capture. So the very, very first phase when we get started is making sure that we can get the right traffic to the right landing page, and we can get opt-ins. And this is the goal of this webinar, is to get you off the ground and running, because I think within the maximum 90 days, but if you take the stuff I'm going to give you right now, you could get off the ground within 7 days, even less, depending on your work ethic and what kind of actions you're doing and taking. You can get this first phase one, complete it. And if you're just like, you want to take your time and just like learn and go along and build it out slowly but surely, and you you're kind of like, want to do this here sort of strategy, that's completely fine. Like, it could take you up to 90 days now. uh the goal of this web training is really to get you the traffic and capture the leads. And this is what the bonuses are going to help you do as well. Also, the third bonus, the email marketing strategy, is going to help you with that follow-up, which in case you might not know what to say to your new subscribers and your whole tribe that you're going to be building, uh, it's going to give you a few ideas that got there, which are top quality ideas. So the three things. So we've talked about traffic, then we talked about conversions there, which is capture rate, and then the third thing we want to talk about, we want to focus on, is structure. And structure is a big part of this here, because structure is really how we're going to be setting up everything. And don't worry if you don't know the structure, because the structure is what I'm giving you or giving away on these web trainings. And the structure for phase one is traffic and capture rate. And phase one, the structure is our landing pages. So we want to have a converting landing page, and we want to be building our email list. So we want to have that in place, boom. And then we want to have our retargeting in place. So that's where we're building two different pools. So the three things, all we're going to focus on is traffic, bringing traffic to our website. Then we're going to focus on converting the traffic into leads and sales. And then we're going to focus on structure, which is the holistic side. And the first part of the structure is our landing page with retargeting. Then I know for a fact that even though if you already know traffic, this specific traffic source that I'm going to give you at the end will help you with getting visitors to your site, even if you already know traffic. See, if you even think that you already have a business and you don't think your business needs visitors, I'm going to tell you right now, every single business, no matter whether it's online, offline, you know what I mean, whether it's products or whether it's services, every single business needs visitors to come into their website or come into their store. And then that's visitors, so that's the traffic side, and then they'll need the sales side as well. But even though even if you think that your business doesn't need traffic, I'm telling you, like, every single business under the sun needs traffic. And also, even if you already have a traffic stream, whether it's Google pay-per-click, or you're using solo ads, or you're using email drops, or you're using different other sources, I'm telling you that this secret influencer traffic network that I'm going to give to you can help your business with getting more visitors to your site as well. So even if you know traffic, I think this specific source I'm going to give you at the end will help you. Even if you don't think your website or your business needs visitors, I'm telling you right now, every single business needs visitors. Then even if you already have a traffic stream, we always want to be we always don't want to be relying on one specific traffic stream. We want to stack our traffic, so we're having multiple different channels. But really, what I wanted to talk about today was just this specific one for engaging, effective and trustworthy marketing strategy, which is influencer marketing. And then here's how we can implement it. So first thing that we want to do to implement before you know what you're going to be doing on your landing page and your follow-up and things like this here, we want to know what our product or service is. If you already have a product or service, that's great. But if we don't have a product or service, the best place to get started is using affiliate offers. And if you're wondering, like, where can I go and find affiliate offers, you can just go to your favorite websites and stuff like that there, and you can scroll to the bottom of the page, sometimes you'll see become a partner or an affiliate. But even at that there as well, there's everything on CameronLimitless.com. You can go ahead and promote yourself as well. So this is what I wanted to share with you too, was that you can actually promote anything that you can see me promoting to your audience as well, which is super cool. And that's really how we're going to get started, because we want to know what we're promoting. We want to know who we're promoting to, kind of things like this here. So the first thing we're going to start with is having an offer and knowing what your product or service is. So like I says, if you don't know what offers you want to promote and stuff like that there, anything you can see on CameronLimitless.com that I promote, you can promote yourself as well. And that's really cool. I wanted to share that with you. Then once we know what our product is, we want to build a capture page for this offer. So the big key to building a capture page for your offer is creating a capture page that has a message to market match. So say that our product's fitness product, and then we want to create a landing page. We want this to be matching so that when someone opts into our landing page, it's congruent with our offer, so that these people aren't opting in for, say, something that's maybe to do with finances. Maybe it's like investing, and then you're promoting them for promoting like stuff that's like fitness niche. There's a mismatch. So once we decide what our main product is that we want to promote, what this niche is going to be, then we make our landing page congruent. So like I said before, if we stick to the end, I'm going to give you a landing page, my best converting landing pages. I'm going to give you a specific email marketing strategy to help you build a self-liquidating funnel. And then I'm going to give you the private influencer traffic network, where you can go pay someone $200 and potentially get 10,000 visitors to your website within a very, very short period of time. Like I said, we'll give you this all at the end if you stick to the end. So make sure and stick about. So we're talking about all phase one, and after the phase one, we're gonna have this a little bit at the back, which is the follow up. But after this here, this is the first part of the structure that we want to have in place. So that's done. Then what I'm going to talk about is taking your visitors home, and this is when your website comes into play. And when you take your visitors home and keep taking them home and keep taking them home, as long as we've got the right frequency and consistency, and then it sort of like tunes your message into the market. You know, it's kind of like a sound wave, and it's all about the frequency and consistency, and taking them home. And this is what we're going to be talking about on next week's webinar, is really taking people home, and really how we implement this here, and a specific strategy on that there. So I want to give you all my best stuff to get you hitting the ground running, and stick it out to the end to get my 2 free lead funnels and get the private influencer network connection. And then you're going to get my number 1 email marketing strategy for a self-liquidating offer. So this is when someone comes in and you're wanting to self-liquidate. So you're wanting to focus on an immediate conversion on your first 5 to 7 days. Then what does this all mean? What does this all mean, my friend? Well, my friend, if you know these things about it, plus take advantage of all the bonuses that I'm giving you at the very end, you'll have the very first part of the equation of building an online business. And that very first part of the equation is lead generation and self-liquidating structure. So this is what I wanted to share with you, was we're going to be focusing on the first phase, which is part 3 of the 3 things that we want to focus on, which is structure. And I'm giving you the first part of the structure, which is traffic, lead page, capture, and then a little bit of the follow-up, which is your full phase 1. And this is phase 1. So this is what this all means. So what we're going to be talking about here is traffic capture. And for every online business, especially if you're getting started, or that are planning on doing any sort of paid advertising, you should be implementing these two different forms of capture, which I talked about at the start. And like I says, you want to have, when we're online marketing, internet marketing, we're going to be paying money for visitors. So when we're going to pay money, we don't want to necessarily waste any money. So we want to capture in two main areas, and I talked about that at the very start. And capture is having your retargeting pixel either from ad roll or your Facebook retargeting pixel, and then you're going to want to have your email capture. So our main focus is email capture, and when we send visitors, we want to convert them into a lead and an opt-in, and this is our main goal on the landing page, is opt-in. And then, say we're getting a 30% opt-in rate, sometimes 20, 30, maybe a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. Not everybody, say 100 visitors, are going to opt into your landing page. So out of them 100 visitors, 30 people opt in, and say, what is it, 70 people don't opt in. So that's a wasted visitor, especially if we're going and spending money to bring someone to our page. So that's why we want to have retargeting in place. So we're building a retargeting pool where we can tap into this big pool of people who we paid to come to our website already. So they're pretty much already targeted, but maybe they didn't resonate with that specific message on the landing page. So later on, which is this is another part of structure, when we want to, say, tap into this here, most amateurs are going to go ahead and pay this influencer $200-300 and get 10,000 visitors to their site, maybe get 3,000 opt-ins, and then whatever happens with the rest of the structure that happens. Most amateurs will just go ahead and pay $200-300 again to go get 10,000 visitors, and then go round in that one circle. But what I want to share with you is the structure of having the retargeting in place, because what professionals do is they're going to go and pay $200-300 for 10,000 visitors. They're going to get the 3,000 leads on their email list, and then they're going to go ahead and turn around and go to the other 7,000 people that didn't opt in, and they're going to go and retarget them with maybe a different message, a different landing page, and bring them back and get them to opt in, maybe to something, a different type of message, maybe a different offer, and things like this here, which we'll be talking about later on down the line. But we just want to have the retargeting there, and we want to build our pool, and this is all the key part of phase one of our structure. And the two different traffic capture methods. Then I wanted to bring to the surface here of why influencer traffic media, why is it effective? And it's effective because it's still underutilized. There is influencers online at all different levels, and you can get in front of millions of people for potentially pennies. So, like, when you take a look out there at the different markets and different influencers, there's influencers for any type of market you can imagine. And there's always going to be big influencers that are going to want to charge you, thousands and thousands to give you a shout out. That then there's going to be ones that are maybe not as big, which you maybe only want you to pay like a couple of $100, and you can get in front of their big audience. And this is why it's so effective, because it's relatively inexpensive to go ahead and pay the influencer that. But it depends now what influencers you're using, because yes, we can go to this network, say it's Shoutcart, and we can go and pay, say, $29 for a 24-hour story shout out. So when you give them a creative, they put it in their story for 24 hours, and you're getting people swiping up and coming to your website. You're converting them into leads. So yes, we can go ahead and do this here, and potentially, for $29, we could get maybe, say, 1,000 visitors. If, say, the guy's got a reach in his channel of 3,000 people, and we get maybe a 1% engagement rate. So 1% of 3,000 people That's about 1% of 300,000 people. That's what I mean. So I was actually looking at on Shoutcart last night, because it's not as expensive as this traffic source I'm going to share with you, but it's still pretty effective because of this marketing strategy. It's an influencer traffic media. So for $29, you can get a shout out on a page that has 3,000 followers or 300,000 followers, and say that page only has 1% engagement rate. You can potentially get 3,000 visitors to your site, and then say you've got 30% conversion rate. There's what 30% conversion rate. That's about 900 people on your email list. Like, for pretty relatively cheap. Now, later on, when we want to go into this actual traffic source, I want to show you my results, because I'm going to be implementing this for myself. I want to show you how much I paid, how many people opted in, and all this here kind of stuff. So this will be happening in another coming live on the next following Saturday, or the Saturday after. I want to be showing you my results that I'm getting with influencer traffic media, and this is why it's effective, because it's very underutilized. Now, why is it engaging? It's engaging because people who you are attracting, they're not hit with crazy messaging from other online marketers all the time. Now, when we go and do a solo ad, right, we can go and pay to get an email drop in someone's email list. And how many people are actually doing that there, and promoting a similar offer to you, that are getting the same people on their email list? So these people are getting bombarded. Yes, it's very easy to go and do. It's low skills. You don't need that many skills to go and implement a solo ad. And really, the people on there, they're always getting bombarded with similar messages. Maybe it's push button get riches, and do nothing, make money. These kind of messages. So with influencer traffic media, like, these people aren't necessarily on all these other marketers' email lists and get hit with all these messages. They're going to be more engaged with your follow up, because their inbox isn't full of junk mail, if you know what I mean, full of junk. And really, you're trying to flip and compete with all these other emails in their inbox. So this is why it's engaging, because they're going to be on very few people's email lists. So the emails that you do send, they're going to be more effective and more engaging, because the person isn't hit with too many other messages. Now, the third part of why influencer traffic media is trustworthy, it's because people are coming to your website through a page that they follow, and the page is passing the trust from them to you. And when they come through from this pre-frame, it's going to be a lot better than if you're just jumping out on them from nowhere with, say, a Facebook ad, and you're like, hey, this is my thing, come and join me, and all this here. It's going to be more effective when you're paying an influencer to give you a shout out, and that influencer has their audience, and they know what their audience likes, and they recommend your thing. It's passing that trust from that influencer to you. So it's going to create more trust when that person gets communications from you, and you're communicating with the people who are opting in through that method. And this is why it's been effective, engaging, and trustworthy. And this is why I wanted to share that there as well. Now, there's a big secret. This is the big secret of building an online business. And really, from doing the trainings that I've been doing, what I've found out is that all the people at the top of the very top, they all build them incorporate it. So they build them incorporate it around a product or idea, and they talk about the result. So they always talk about the result. So it's kind of like this here whole metaphor of, you don't want a hole in the wall, you want the picture. So you sell the picture, the painting, and then you give them the hammer that they need, the hammer they need on the wall. This is the kind of strategy that they're using. And how we're going to go ahead and do this is by building you incorporate it. And you don't need a product. This is how we were going to build a business around an idea, around a specific result that people are looking for. And then the product or service is just a means to an end of the result that that the person is looking for. So this is the big secret, is we want to talk about the painting, the picture, rather than the hammer that they need to hammer the nail on the wall. So I hope you like that wee one. So some other things that we want to think about is it's infinitely easier to build a personality based business than it is to build a faceless one. So people are going to connect with your business better if you're the face of it, or if there's an attractive character to do with your business rather than it being a faceless one. And this is where you're going to be able to connect with people on a more personal level, because your business is a personality based one. And we can take a look at some of the biggest brands out there, and you know yourself that they're personality based businesses. Now, one of them is Amazon, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows about Amazon, knows Jeff Bezos, the guy who built it, and he's like the face of it. He's like the guy who created the rules and controls it. So he's built his own world, and he's built him incorporated as Amazon, and he's done it in a very, very smart way. So we want to do something very, very similar. Let's have a look at something else. There's also Nike, which is the guy Phil Knight. There's Microsoft, which is Bill Gates, and then we've got Apple, who is uh, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. So these are all personality based businesses, and it's infinitely easier to build a personality based business at the start to get started. And then you can, as if you're thinking more long term strategy, you can have it use the personality. So, say an example would be uh, you could have like ClickFunnels. So Russell Brunson would be the face of ClickFunnels. So it's a personality based business, and Russell's built that up. But now he's making that switch of his community, and he's slowly trying to take himself out of it so that his business can run while he's not there, and things like that there, which it probably still can run without him being there. But he started off his business, and there's plenty of other people who start off their business personality based business and then transitioned to the more of a brand business type and stuff like that there. And something that you want to keep in mind when we're building a personality based business is being an attractive character. And here are a few different identities that you can take, and you can really start to propagate in your business as your identity as the attractive character. And you can be the leader. So you can be a leader, you can be an adventurer, a discoverer, and you can be a reporter, and you can be other different identities. You can be whatever identity you want, but they're just three that I wanted to share with you here now that you could potentially take and use for your own online business. The identity that I would say that I try to be for my online business is more the adventurer, and the guy who goes out there and finds out these things and brings back these cool things so that you can take them for your online business and all that cool stuff. So let's see here as well. So we've already talked about phase one. So phase one is mastering the basics, which is traffic and capture. And like I said before, if you stick to the end, I'm going to give you the capture pages, I'm going to give you the traffic source, and I'm going to give you the secret spawn specific email marketing strategy to help you build phase one. And phase one, like for you to start getting results in phase one, which is leads, you can do that within 24 to 48 hours, depending on how fast you work at it. But if you're just like, chugging along and doing your bit whenever you can, it could take 90 days. It could take way less than that there. But the goal for phase one, and the whole goal of this webinar, is so that you know how we can go get targeted visitors to a website, which is your landing page, and you've got the structure of your landing page set up right. So you're doing the two forms of capture, and then you'll be able to follow up for the self-liquidating funnel. And the whole goal is to get the visitor to opt in. And once you can do that there, you've completed phase one. And this is the whole goal of what we wanted to talk about, how we're going to go ahead and do this here, and how you can do it for yourself as well. Then phase 2 is introducing the conversion spike strategy. Now, I think this is a really cool strategy, and I had to hear it 2 different angles to really get this really epiphany on how this conversion spike strategy works. And this is what we're going to be talking about next week's webinar, next Saturday. And what I talked to you about that there, that's a big part of it, is introducing the conversion spike strategy. That's phase 2. Then phase 3, which we'll be talking about in another weekly webinar coming up, is multiple streams of online income stacking. And this is a cool one as well, because what we'll be doing on the back end to do with structure is going to be like what we're going to be doing anyway. So we're going to be focusing on traffic, we're going to be focusing on conversions, then we're going to be focusing on our structure. And these are the only 3 things we need to focus on: traffic, conversions, structure. And the structure is what we're going to be working on the back end. And in the next up and coming weeks, one of the things that we're going to be doing is introducing multiple streams of online income stacking. And that's going to be really cool as well, my friend. I hope you're excited for that there. And then phase 4 is pretty much massive amounts of targeted traffic from phase 1. So once we've done, let's say, phase 1, we can drive traffic, we can capture the traffic. Then we've done phase 2, which is the conversion spike strategy, and then we went to phase 3, which is multiple streams of income stacking. So once we set this here structure up, then phase 4 is to go back to phase 1, but implement it at scale. So this is kind of why I've been going to Shoutcart, why I'll be going to Shoutcart to start like bringing visitors to my website through influencer traffic media, so that I can see, right, this is what my numbers are like. I can get about 20 people on my email list every time 100 visitors come to my website. So I pay for the visitors, 100 people come, 30 people on my email list, and then I'm getting good engagement in my follow-up. So once I can start to see these numbers, then we go back to phase 1, and then we go ahead and we could probably implement the private influencer traffic network, and we go and pay maybe $200-300 and get a massive amount of people to that website at one go. And then this is when it starts to get fun, and I can't wait. I hope you are really, really excited as well, my friend. So this is us getting to the end of this now, but I'm really, really happy that you've joined me today. And this is just some of the things that people have been saying from some of the stuff that we've been talking about and implementing. And these are from different people in my community and stuff like that here. But there's one guy, Pete K, and he says that leveraging every stream is the best way to position yourself to win big. And then we've got Al M here, who says, I love waking up and seeing emails like this, different income streams. And then we've got one from Pershota H. Sorry if I didn't say your name right there, my friend. He says, achieved my highest 4-digit payout, $1,208.50. And this is all from implementing these specific strategies, and people are getting these results, and which is really, really exciting. So something else that I wanted to talk about was being a part of a community, and then the 2 levels of being a part of the community. So there's this level of being in a community of people who are working towards a common goal. So this is kind of like where I'd like to invite you to come and hang out on CameronLimitless.com with me. If you're watching this, depending on where you're watching this live, if you're watching this on actual webinar room, happy days, you've came through the right way. If you're interested in coming and watching next Saturday as well, make sure and go to CameronLimitless.com/limitless lives, and you'll see a wee video of me there kind of introducing you to the weekly meetups. And if you opt in to get notified every single week, it'll be every single Saturday. You'll only be getting an email maybe a couple of hours before we go live, so that we can jump on like this here and talk about the different phases of internet marketing. And then this is why I wanted to talk about the 2 levels. So this is level 1, where we're all working towards a common goal. So your internet business could be fitness, it could be wealth, it could be relationships, whatever niche you're in. If we're building an online business, I want to create this community for us who are all working in the same common goal, where we can jump on together and really talk about all this really cool stuff and help each other uh, improve and progress with our results online. Then the second part of the community is people who are where you want to be in business. So um, say different people start a online business for different reasons. Now, your reason could be for to make money, it could be for time freedom, it could be for your family, it could be all these different reasons. But what you want to do is have a look at someone who's doing it. So depending on what level you want to get to, if you want to get to 5, 6, 7, 8 figures, you want to look at what people are doing at that level, and you want to model that there. So you want to be looking at this year. So you want to go for, say, if you want to make 10K online, you want to be looking at someone who's making 100K online and modeling what they're doing, because it's going to have a 10x trickle down. So you're modeling what these guys at the top are doing. So this is the second part of the community, which is mentorship. And the first part of the community is having people all in the same common goal, where we can all help each other and grow together. And this is why I've created CameronLimitless.com, to create that sort of community for everyone. And then we will have our mentors and that there that we're modeling and things like that there. Now, what I want to let you know as well before I give away the 3 bonuses, and I appreciate you staying on in that there, I want to show you next week is how to spike your conversions, and how do we create a buying environment for your tribe that you're serving. And this is that idea that I heard about it, and it kind of went over my head at the start. And then it wasn't till maybe a little while back, and I was watching this other guy on one of his webinars, and he kind of explained the same strategy, and it was like, boom, I just really, really got it. And I really understood what the purpose of having this strategy in place really meant, and how we go about doing this here. And this is what I want to talk to you about next week. So hopefully by next week, after you get the bonuses and stuff like that there, you'll have your self-liquidating funnel. You're able to bring visitors, either it's from the private influencer network that I'm going to share with you at the end, or it's from a Shoutcart. So the main traffic source that we're talking about today is influencer traffic media. And by next week, if you have your landing page, your self-liquidating funnel and the follow-up, and you've got your traffic coming, then we're going to talk about the conversion spike strategy, and I hope you're excited for that next week as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you use these bonuses that I'm going to give to you here in a wee second to build your online business around your business idea and create your own economy. And if you want to go get free access to the relevant bonuses that I just talked about, you should head to the link. It's called you should head to the link to claim your bonuses, limitlessfuture.club/value. So it's limitlessfuture.club/value, and you'll be prompted to enter a password onto that link. So if you go type that link in, limitlessfuture.club/value, there'll be a wee option to enter a password, and the password for this week is business. That's BUSINESS. And when you type in business to that link, you're going to get access to my landing pages. You're going to get access to the secret traffic source. Now you're going to get introduced to the guy, and you're going to get to find out how you can contact him, and you're going to get that email marketing strategy to help you build out that last part. So you're going to have the opt-in, then you're going to have that extra little bit to help you create that full self-liquidating funnel. And the link again was limitlessfuture.club/value, and the password for this week is business. And this is what I wanted to share with you, my friend. I hope you really enjoyed this live as much as I did. And for more information about tools and resources that you need to complete phase 1, you can have a look at CameronLimitless.com/resources, and you'll get all my resources there. There's not really that many that you need to start phase 1. And I'm really, really, really excited to see you next week on next week's webinar. Have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you later. Peace.